Okay, so we haven't done one of these in a while, but I felt the need to get back on here and talk some sports. Matt, Quiet Giant, um, is if you're an OG, you know him from the past. Sports Buffet was one that we rocked out with for a while. Um, I think we would. I don't know if it was strictly New York based, but I feel like we leaned in New York heavy just because that's where both of us are from. Those are both of our like favorite teams. But we'll try and keep it more mainstream, but like get into some interesting topics that we've both seen throughout the week. We have like a text thread that we kind of go back and forth on and clown kind of all different sports. So I jotted down a couple things to jump right into it. The first I wanted to ask you, both being Jets fans, and watching kind of that game this morning in London and seeing how that transpired and just knowing how like the season has gone thus far. Talking to a fellow Jets fan, at what point do you give up on a team? Do you throw the garbage bag on your head and just say like we're cooked, we're done, throw in the towel?
Well, for this team, it's like preseason. Like you can't invest any time into this. You just can't. Like that's just what it is. So, um, I think like you. I don't know. I'm not even like rooting for them to win at this point, right? I mean, I want that first round, obviously first round, but first draft pick would be nice, or like a
Yeah.
top three or something.
Well, there's not even any like
That's
good quarterbacks. It's like every year it goes through like the ringer of like which quarterback are you gonna get. And some years there's like studs, and then like there's like Arch Manning coming out, but he doesn't even look good. It's like we don't even have. There's nobody even to be like, let's tank for someone.
No, I don't even want anyone that like has a name or anything either. I don't know. Get some old line guy that like let's
With the
just be a
first overall
boring
pick,
team.
the
Yeah.
offensive lineman from Penn State.
Yeah, someone. I mean, like D line, whatever. Like, just try to build this up because I had no expectations going into this. I know some people thought Justin Fields was going to be like this savior, but
A lot
like
of people
also
did.
like yeah, but we don't. We have like holes on this team too. Like,
Well,
it
I
would have
mean,
been nice to bring back like Rodgers for a team like this.
well, that's what I mean. Like, so I'm watching the first week of the season, and I'm sitting there with a couple friends, and of course, the schedule makers perfectly lined it up that the Jets play the Steelers, and it's like Rodgers is back at MetLife where he's supposed to be a Jet, and the whole like movie of it is, he's against Aaron Glenn, who apparently walked into the room and was like, "We made up our mind. You're not going to be our quarterback." And Rodgers wanted to be a Jet, so it's like it went as bad as it possibly could have went. It went down to the wire where the Steelers kick a game-winning field goal, we lose. Rodgers wins back on MetLife Stadium, and it just goes to and now full like circle. Rodgers is 4-1. The Jets are 0-6, and it just goes to show that we made another horrible decision in letting him go. It's like I think the franchise is cursed, and that goes back to my like original question of like, do fans just have to stay with a bad team forever? Like, can you ever just be like, because Fireman Ed a couple years ago was straight like, yo, I'm giving up. Like, and he was like, he's our super fan. And if your super fan is like, I'm not going to a game, when can a regular fan be like, yo, I'm not even, because I know you've said you're like done. You've called into radio shows and you're like, I'm not watching next week. Like, but we
Yeah,
still watch every week, and it's like
yeah.
you still hope they're gonna win or something. Like, at what point do you not even put the game on anymore for any fan of a team that's doing so bad?
I think. Well, first of all, Fireman Ed is. I think he's a fraud. I
For
really do.
real?
Yeah, I do.
He's been around
I
since
think
'88.
I know. I just think when you're the leader of a fan base like that, like that's your thing. If you make a decision to leave, like you can't just like wander back in, like when it gets chill again, just because some people are mean to you.
They must be like, I mean, like I think at that level, they're trying to like change leadership from like a ownership standpoint and do more than just like I'm out as a fan. Like they have enough clout, I think, as like in fandom world where people look up to them enough where they're like, hey, I'm leaving. Like other people should leave too. Like I just saw, I don't know if you saw this, but the Carolina Panthers have like some Instagram fan base account, and they were like, we're not supporting the team anymore. we're not, or yeah, I think it was the Panthers. It was like, we're not supporting the team anymore. We're not gonna be like posting about them or anything like that. And it made me think, like, are they gonna make a difference in ownership level where, like, Woody Johnson sees that and he's like, all right, maybe I'll sell the team. Whereas, like, if you stop watching, he's not gonna give a crap. Like, are they trying to make a bigger dent of like people watching that it affects the dude's pockets and then it doesn't come back? Like, I don't know.
So the Panthers fan base, they did this week, like
I think
recently?
it was like last week or something like that, but I saw something on Instagram that was like, we're
and
gonna
they won this week.
And they won, yeah. So like they're probably
This
back,
is-
on the ship.
Yeah, they're like peeking through the curtains, like of their neighbor's house, like trying to watch.
Yeah,
like,
that Patrick
couple snaps, and then they're back
SpongeBob
in.
meme.
Like, I like, it is what it is. You stick with it. Like after last year, after like how bad all that was, when there was like expectations to be decent.
Yeah.
I kind of just hands off everything. Like it is what it is. I'll watch a little bit, but once it gets ugly, I go outside, get some fresh air. Like there's no point in like trying to cheer or boo for a team that's just is gonna be bad. Like it is what it is. At this point, I do want a high draft pick just because I think you can get some kind of value.
Yeah.
And I think of it more as a long-term thing than anything. And I'm so hands off with it. Like watching today, I was like, I didn't love the coach, the hiring to begin with. And there's still room for that to grow and everything. But like they were terrible today. The offensive coordinator was awful. Like Justin Fields is not really good, but like you got to let him throw the ball a little bit.
Well, he doesn't.
I just
throw
didn't
the ball
understand the. Yeah, no, I just didn't understand the play calling. Even
that
like,
too.
I mean, if you got an arm, you got to throw. Like
Yeah.
it's like it could be like anybody behind.
Yeah, I don't care if you get picked
behind
up
a
6
center.
times.
It's
Like, you got to throw the ball.
You got to switch it up. You can't just like keep trying to run it into people 3 downs in a row and expect like this to just work for 4 quarters. Especially like the Broncos are pretty good. Those games are always like those London games. I hate. Just because there's one every week now. And it's like, if you don't set fantasy, then you're screwed. If you don't set, like for me, I do pick 'em, then you're screwed. It's like you wake up and there's just someone's in the second quarter already.
Yeah.
But those games,
most random time.
It's weird. Yeah. It's just like I'm not, really prepared for it. I could get down for like 1 or 2 times a year, but every single week it's a London series.
Yeah. Yeah.
But those games are always sloppy. So, like, I kind of knew that was going to be the case going in, whereas, like,
low scoring, ugly.
Yeah. There's a lot of variables that go with it.
They usually have the worst. It's usually like Jacksonville versus the Broncos, or like it's always like the most random teams. I'm like, if you're trying to grow the sport like worldwide, like put like the Patriots, or put like the Jets are a good team, or the Rams. Like it's always the most It's like the Dolphins versus like the Cincinnati Bengals, and I'm like, respectively, you're not going to grow the sport like putting Cincinnati and Miami in London and having random fans sit there with like Eli Manning jerseys on, cheering them on. Like it's the most random, like forced, like watch our sport thing that I've seen. It just feels so weird.
I agree, and the Jaguars, I feel like have been there so many times. They're
Jaguars are always there.
They're like a DJ with like a resident stay in Vegas.
Yes.
Like they're just there every week. And it's like I don't think that they're just like
random
sudden,
Jaguar
like,
fans.
Yeah, like you go to London 12 months of the year and you just see Jaguar stuff everywhere. I just don't think that's the case. So yeah, I mean, maybe they know what they're doing more than we do.
No, I
like
don't think so.
Department, but I don't know. It's just like I think it's overkill and just like. Yeah, I knew that game was going to be all like sloppy and all over the place too. So,
what are your thoughts on? Because sometimes, like you see this with coaches too, the decisions that are made that you're just like, dude, I'm not even an NFL coach, but I'm sitting here on my couch and I have a kicker that makes $6 million. I'd put him out there to at least try to get a kick to go like up and win the game, rather than 9 times in a row we couldn't get a first down with like 2 yards to go. You think you're going to throw a pass 10 yards? Like when you're practically in your field goal kicker's range, like sometimes decisions that I see from NFL coaches are just like the dumbest decisions that like make you scratch your head and wonder, like, I just don't understand why you don't put your kicker out there to at least try that kick.
Yeah, I feel like it's like I've been watching a bunch of college ball lately, and like I feel like college football is better with those decisions. Like I at least understand them more than some of these NFL guys. Like I think NFL, it's just like almost like a lot of those coaches just try not to like shake the tree too much to like keep their job. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's weird too because I don't know if he's our defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator, but the guy that came from Carolina who like had Baker and Sam Darnold, Wilkes or whatever, like the guy was like one of the worst coaches in Carolina, and somehow these coaches just get passed around and end up with a different team. And you see it like every single like time you watch a game. There's a guy like the guy Jim Schwartz or whatever, who was the Lions coach. I think they went like 0-16 or something. I just saw him on the sidelines for like the Browns or some team, and I'm like, this guy is still coaching. Like it's like it baffles me that there's probably so many people out there that like are probably phenomenal coaches, like whether it's like at a high school level or like a college level, but yet you watch these NFL games and the same dudes who every year their teams are getting smacked when they're head coaches somehow are on the sidelines with a headset on and they're like getting highlighted by Tony Romo, like, oh, there's Jim Schwartz. He still knows football. And I'm like, no, he doesn't, because when he was a coach, he couldn't win. So like, yeah, I think it's just to your point, or it's like just a boys club and they just get passed around and like you're going to end up on a new team because of all the relationships you built in the NFL. But it's just like, it's like a slap in the face to the fan base that, you know, these guys are still in positions of calling offenses, calling defenses. And like I said, we're sitting there watching it like second quarter, the Jets are going into halftime and they're not even throwing passes. It's like, it's embarrassing stuff. But I digress. The Jets suck.
Yeah, it's just they can't do anything right. It's my biggest issue was with them was the offense today and the play call. And so the OC, I think he's like a young guy. So like I don't understand, like I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, man. It was like I did not know what he was doing. I don't know how much like, you know, leeway he has or how much he has, like with, you know, Aaron Glenn's defensive minded, like, is this all on him? But like, and where did this guy come from? Like, where did you get this guy?
Yeah. But maybe that goes against my other point is like, do you want to try someone new like this dude who nobody knows and he doesn't know what the hell he's doing? Or do you want a guy who at least went 0-16 that knows how to call a play that you're like, all right, at least he's done it before and lost. I haven't even seen this guy done it before and he's losing.
Yeah, maybe it's just lose either way. I think this guy's like he was like a disciple of Harbaugh in Michigan. So it's like he's this like new shiny toy. Yeah, that's supposed to be like good and whatever.
I mean, they were cheating and
terrible,
you know, stealing signs or whatever over at Michigan. So maybe he doesn't have binoculars. All right. So on the flip side of that, I want to jump over to the other team in New York, the Giants, which all of a sudden are like the most exciting thing in all of sports. This Jackson Dart and Skattabo combo. I like it. It's such a different and drastic difference between Justin Fields and like how stoic and like how dry he is compared to Jackson Dart, who's like dancing, like smiling, laughing, having fun. And like they have this duo with the running back now. And it's like, it seems like they're going to be pretty good. I mean, they just won one game. And then I feel like they could have won the Saints game, but they had like 5 turnovers. If Skattabo doesn't fumble going into the end zone, they probably win that game. Are you like in on the Giants? Are you like hyped up about this duo? Like, it seems pretty exciting.
Well, they're exciting. Yeah. I just don't know how sustainable it is. Like the way both of them play. Like,
Skattabo, like there's videos of him literally banging his head on a concrete wall. I don't know how he's gonna last like 2 weeks.
His teammates just looking at him walking like, all right, is he good? Like,
well, they're like, what is that preparing you for? And he's like, oh, I'm like working out my shoulder, my neck or something like that. Like the dude literally, if he doesn't have some CTE or like is developing CTE, to your point, I don't know how sustainable that is. Cause like he literally is just a cannonball and just plows through people. And like, I respect it. I mean, you want a running back like that, but like at some point you fear for his safety.
Yeah, it's like also like just like even if you don't care about his safety and like just want to win, like is he going to be around by week 13?
Yeah.
Like like I mean they're exciting though. Like they care. I just think it's hilarious. Like you know, Dayball is like all about it just because you could see it on his face. He's like, these guys are saving my career right now.
100%. Yeah, he knows his job's at stake, and literally you saw that, and it was just like hilarious to watch. That Dart goes out one play. Dable's like not even watching the game. He's like running to like the medical tent to like find out like his status. And then Russell Wilson comes in from one play, literally throws the ball in the ground, and the crowd starts like booing him. And then like it's just
Dayball goes in the tent.
He goes in the
yelling.
tent.
He starts yelling at the doctor.
At the doctor, and it's like, I mean, you also have Jameis Winston too, who's like a good quarterback, but like. Yeah, that one was funny to me, but it's like it goes to show you like how I mean it could flip in an instant. If Dart goes down, then it's back to the drawing board, and you got Russell Wilson again. So it's like
yeah.
It's,
and they have a decent roster, but nothing crazy. Like they have no wideouts now.
Yeah.
So like they'll beat up on, they'll get their wins by playing the way they do, but I don't see them like having any kind of like serious success this season at least. But I thought it was hilarious when like Dart was in the tent and then Skattabo goes to check on him, and people on Twitter were saying like, oh yeah, Skattabo cleared him to play.
It's also like kind of like what like concussion protocols are they going through in literally like 30 seconds? You know, like they do this thing now. I've seen it. Yeah, but like the last two games I just watched this afternoon, they could like someone up in the booth can like identify a player that gets injured and like pull them off the field for an evaluation. Like at no doctor's appointment or anything can you check if someone's good in like 25 seconds if they have a concussion or not. Like, so that to me is like it seems so pointless and so like
it's eyewash.
Yeah, like fake player safety that like you're gonna diagnose someone what if they did say he had a concussion and he left the game? Like it seems so dumb, because if he doesn't and then he leaves the game and he's like, I actually didn't have a concussion, but if he does have a concussion, you put him back in the game, like they don't know, they can't tell that quick.
No, think of it this way: like when you go to a doctor for like a very like minor thing, whatever it is, like a cold or whatever, and it's just like they just tell you to not do anything for the next 3 to 5 days.
Yeah. Imagine them saying, yeah, go back outside and like just run in front of a car. Like and that's basically like what even if they're borderline concussion that you're checking them, but then they pass your test and you allow them to go back on the field and get like demolished potentially again, like wouldn't you think they're closer to getting a concussion the next time they go back out there? Like if you're checking them, that to me means like you should shut them down.
Yeah, probably. Again, it's just like it's
so dumb.
That makes sense. It just there's just literally anytime you go to the doctor, the first thing they prescribe is like rest for a week. So like these guys are like borderline getting concussed half the time. Like, yeah, you're good to go.
So Giants,
you clear protocols.
The Giants play the Eagles again in 2 weeks. So it'll be interesting to see in Philly if they win again, how like if they they play the Broncos next, which I'm not really sold on the Broncos. I do think Sean Payton's a pretty good coach, because like he, for whatever reason, had a good read on Russell Wilson. He didn't want him as his quarterback. And then he's turned this like Bo Nix guy into kind of like a player who I feel like on any other team, this guy would be like Drew Lock 2.0 and just be like not any good. But for some reason, Sean Payton, I mean, like, is he good? He didn't look good today. I haven't watched much of him, but he doesn't.
No, he didn't look good today. No. I just based on last year and like parts of this year too, I do think he's
solid.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I take him.
Yeah.
But what does that mean?
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see if they beat the Broncos and they go back into Philly and win again. I think they'll be 4-4. then they could really be making some noise. But they've got a good thing going. The Giants have always had like these good little duos. I don't know if you remember Ron Dane and I think it was Tiki Barber, and they were like Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah.
Or it was Ron Dane and maybe it might have been Tiki. Yeah.
That
I'm thinking
sounds right.
if it was Ahmad Bradshaw, but I think it was Tiki and Ron Dane. But they were like Thunder and Lightning, and they were like the most that like they were awesome. I had this picture of both of them. There was like a lightning bolt going through it, and they were an awesome duo. But yeah, the Jets never had anybody. It was never like Vinny Testaverde and Curtis Martin, like Chad Pennington and X. Like nobody exciting. We've had very just vanilla quarterbacks and no one that's kind of like been fun and low key. I've been watching the Giants because they've just been a bit like a more fun team right now.
Yeah, that's one thing I think like the Giants can do a bit better is like using some of their other running backs because like I mean Skattabo is awesome,
Yeah,
but
they have. I feel
you
like
know
they like. Do they even use anybody else? They might have one guy like
no,
Singletary or
yeah,
something.
yeah, it was Singletary. I think he got like 3 or 4 carries.
Yeah,
Like
like,
they just run Skattabo into the brick wall every time.
yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast. And then he
Right.
like he pulled his shirt off with Fitzpatrick, and they had their little moment. That was kind of like cool to see. All right, next thing I wanted to ask you about. I don't know if you saw this, but Paulo Banchero was getting heckled by a guy courtside. He was like, "Hey, I need like 2 more points or something like that." And Paulo turns to him and says, "Like, dude, it's preseason. Like, you might have a problem. Like, I think you're addicted. Are you in or out on betting for preseason basketball? Like, would you allow it?"
I think I think it's okay if you're going to the game.
Okay,
I think if you're because like I think if you're going to a preseason game, you need to like get some juice going either way
that's
anyway. Because
true.
like what like you know being that guy was like super close too,
Yeah, he
like
was like
right on
court.
the
Yeah, he
play.
was like right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's courtside, so it's like that's cool. But like if
Mhm.
you need a little juice for preseason, I get that. If you are at home doing that consistently,
Something's up.
yeah,
Something's wrong
yeah,
with you.
you gotta call that hotline or something.
Yeah, yeah. That's a great point. I feel like you're going into a preseason game mentally preparing yourself to be watching like the end of the bench guys, the G League guys. So why not make it a little bit more exciting and have something to root for? But like I feel like it's just a complete unknown. It's not like if Golden State's playing the Pistons or something that like during a regular season you might be like, all right, they're going to win by 30 points. Pistons may come out in a preseason game and smack them by 40 points. So like you're going into that bet like completely in the dark.
It's crazy, honestly, if you expect to like if you I'll say this, if you're like doing that to like I gotta win this
Actually
one
went,
game,
yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah,
Like if you're
yeah.
doing it just to like spice things up and have some fun or whatever,
Yeah.
like I get that. But if you're like, I need this to hit, that's an issue. Because
I've
like
also
they like you said, like they just like they could
you never
just not
know
play a guy, they could just bench a guy, they could just have a guy like
with no
Banchero just
legs play on some
decided
like
to yeah.
charity thing.
Well, he could just be like, "All right, I'm gonna just distribute and like work on the offense."
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
Well, that was what I
preseason.
mean, yeah, like the Knicks, Mike Brown said he's like they ran no offense. He just wanted to see them play like freely. So like they try in preseason the weirdest stuff. So like it wouldn't be surprising if they're like, hey, like the water boy's been here for 40 years. Let's get him a couple minutes in preseason to honor him or something like that. Like that's where you start seeing, some weird things happen.
Yeah, no, uh, again, if you are doing that to actually like, I think this is gonna hit. That's you're an idiot.
All right. Next, I wanted to ask you, you're a baseball guy. Um, the postseason on the AL is pretty exciting. It's two new teams. It's the Toronto Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners. On the NL, it's the Dodgers versus the Brewers, which is kind of cool. That's a nice little story there. I like Milwaukee. What are your thoughts on the playoffs? Like what storylines are you watching? Do you have any predictions for anybody going to the World Series and potentially winning?
Well, I think the baseball playoffs prove it every year that them and hockey are like the best sports for playoffs.
And
And
they're the
like
two
right
that
now,
like consistently are on the chopping block. I feel like every year for ESPN.
Yeah. And I get it, there's long seasons and like sometimes regular season isn't that fun and whatever, but like the playoffs for both of those sports,
Super
they're
exciting.
electric just
Yeah.
because you have so many different variables and so many upsets and stuff. So like I thought this year was, still very much the same, where it's just you got upsets and you got, crazy things happening, like with the way the Phillies lost to the Dodgers. I thought
Yeah, I
that was
didn't watch
crazy.
that, but the guy threw a bad pitch to bad toss to first base or something.
To home, he just panicked. He
Oh,
just panicked. So he just like got the ball, dropped it, and then just, he should have thrown to first base because there's two outs, but he just picked it up and threw it to second.
oh,
So,
right. Wasn't the
or
guy
threw
pointing
it
to
to
first
home.
base? Wasn't the catcher pointing to first base or something?
Yeah, and he just airmailed it to home, and that's how
It's
he won.
it's
Like,
wild that you see in those moments. You saw it with the Yankees last year, I think. I mean, like that, like Aaron Judge dropped the ball, but like there was one that, I mean, you know baseball better than I do, but every preseason, every like beginning of every season, you do like the pitcher covers first base. The guy didn't cover first base last year. It's like
yep,
stuff that it's so routine that when it was playoffs or World Series, like that, the guy should have thrown to
yep.
first base, and he's probably done it a million times. But in that moment, he threw it to the wrong spot.
No, you're right. It's like something like that happens every year where it's the most basic thing, and then it just ends up costing a team a game or even like the whole series. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like March Madness too. Like those kids just panic sometimes and just,
Yep.
do crazy stuff that obviously they weren't taught to do, but it just happens.
Yep. So what are your thoughts on the Blue Jays series? What are your thoughts on the Brewer series?
I think it ends up being Blue Jays Brewers, or at least I hope.
Really?
I mean, like, yeah. I'm sick of the Dodgers, so that there's
Yeah, I
some
hope the
bias
Dodgers
with that,
lose.
of course. Yeah,
Yep.
there's some bias with that, but like the Brewers play really well. Like they don't strike out and they like catch the ball.
Yep.
So like, and the Dodgers fundamentally sound too, so that'll be a good series. But I think
Their time is up.
I don't know. I think I also like there is something about like, Bob Uecker, he passed away. The
I'm
longtime
big. I love where you're going.
announcer.
I'm big on all of those like kind of like little like this happened, so now this is gonna happen for their team.
And I always just want it to be something like straight from a movie too. Like when you watch those like '90s baseball movies, it's like
Yeah.
it's always romanticized somehow. Where
Yep.
it's
That's
it's
why
always like something.
I think on the other side, I feel like it's gonna be Seattle just because of that storyline with the catcher. I feel like he's got like this like whole like magical thing going for the team right now, where it's like he won the home run like kind of title. He won the home run derby. His like dad was there, his brother's there. It's a cool storyline. Like now he's in the MVP talks. They made it to the the ALCS. I feel like his storyline's gonna like catapult them to the World Series. Now, whether they win or not is a different story, but I feel like his storyline is going to be enough to get them past the Blue Jays. Like the Blue Jays are good, maybe they'll be back next year, but they don't really have anything going for them. Like Vlad Jr. is a good story, but there's no like, like nobody, nothing really happened on their team or in their franchise to kind of be like, all right, they're going to win because of X.
I think that like it's interesting. Like both of those teams don't like each other, so like
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know that too. It's like they've gotten, they got some beef and they've gotten into some fights and stuff. So I think that's an interesting part of it too.
Yep. It's all right. So you like Toronto, you like Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I like Seattle. I like Milwaukee too. I think it's gonna be a different World Series regardless, because whoever comes out of the ALCS is gonna be a new team. If it's the Dodgers again, it's kind of like they should just forfeit anyway and just be like, yo, we won it last year. Like like everyone's kind of tired of our fan base, and like like it's enough seeing Magic Johnson. I don't want to see like Ice Cube singing like the national anthem again. Like the whole LA storyline, it's like we get it. You guys are good. You guys win everything. Like
Yeah.
just before the series starts, just be like, yo, Brewers, you guys got this. Like you're gonna go and play. Like we give up.
That's the thing. It's like even if it was something like that, they would just probably like MLB would be like, we're taking the Dodgers because of
Yeah.
Otani's fan base.
That's
There's just like it'll be interesting to see what happens
he's a beast.
if the Dodgers don't win because like that's like the ratings are crazy when they're in there.
That's
So like,
true.
yeah, it
That's true.
sucks, but it's like that's conspiracy. I know you like that.
Yeah,
Where
I'm
it's
big on the
like
conspiracies.
watch for some of those calls,
That's true.
moving forward.
But I
Like,
feel like baseball, and you know this the best, is like I feel like baseball and hockey are probably the hardest ones to like rig out of like football and basketball because like at the end of the day, they have that K zone, so an umpire knows if he calls something egregious, we're literally going to be able to see that he messed that up, and like
yeah,
that's something where like the managers will be like, "Yo, come on, dude," and like it won't happen again. Or there's instant replay where like you can't call somebody safe if he's literally out, like whereas in football there's holding every play, there's pass interference.
you
Baseball, I
could,
feel like it's
yeah.
a lot tougher to be like, we want the Dodgers to win. We're gonna kind of like, do shit in their favor. And you might know better than I do. There might be moments where like umpire can change something, the momentum, you know?
No, I mean, no, you're right. You're right. There's more accountability, like for MLB and like umpires and stuff, and like they don't have to speak on bad calls, so they can make one bad call, like
That
bad
too.
strike three call, and get away with it,
Yeah.
and not have it be reviewed this year. But it's also like it goes against their charts. Like I saw something like what was it? I forget what game it was, but it was this past like division series. It just showed some umpire that he missed like 18
Oh yeah, there was a couple
strike
bad.
calls out of a certain amount. And they
Yeah,
were
yeah, yeah.
and it was all over like Twitter and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like, all right, if that's what you want to be be as, like that's a tough spot to be in. Is like just like you're being diagnosed for every single strike and
Everything.
ball call. It's
I
kind
don't
of
know if you
crazy.
I don't know if you saw there was like the first female like umpire behind the plate or something like that. And literally her first call, she like called a
Yeah,
strike or something. It was like it
yeah,
was a bad call. And
it
they're like,
was. Yeah.
yeah, like what is this lady doing behind them? It was like her moment of like your
I
first
know.
pitch is like the most horrible call that you can make.
Oh, people took that and ran with it, and like she was like, I think like way above average, like a top five in
Yeah,
like in terms of overall game.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that first call meant everything, and it was just people took it and ran with it.
That's
But
all
I
that's
think she
gonna
was
yeah.
like 98% correct with the rest of her calls.
Yeah, yeah, but that first one, I mean, that like I do a little bit of like coaching or refereeing basketball, and sometimes you make like a really bad call that like you kind of have to own it because you can't like. I mean, for her, you can't be like, oh, sorry, it was a ball, my bad, my bad. Like you call it a
Yeah,
strike, it's a wrap, it's a strike. You call a
yeah.
foul, you have to own your call. So like, yeah, that's one that like she probably laughs at and says like, yeah, I missed that one. But like to your point, there's some umpires that like are constantly making a bad call, and same thing in the NBA and the WNBA in particularly is like there's some referees that like there's no consequences for making bad calls. It's not like I feel like they use a lot of the same refs once you start getting to like the Western Conference, Eastern Conference Finals, all that. But throughout the season, it's the same referees that are showing like pulling up, and a lot of them are really bad. And I mean, like, I haven't watched much WNBA basketball, but I guess there's apparently like a lot of criticism towards the referees. I watched like some of the finals. Some of that stuff was bad, man. Like even I was like, who is it? Like they threw the coach of the Mercury out in the NBA, in the WNBA finals game 4 in like the third quarter because he was like upset about a foul call, and they gave him like 2 T's right away and threw him out the game. And I was like you can't, you gotta know not to throw a coach out. Like he gets like leeway, and like even like when you like when you like tap someone on the shoulder and like want to talk about your call, usually
Yeah.
like you understand like all right he's tapping me, but like the WNBA for whatever reason if they get like tapped they like make the most like they're
Yeah.
like falling to the ground. It's kind of crazy.
It's like European soccer a little bit.
Yes,
And
yes, ref,
like
exactly.
I've like ref little kids too, and
Yeah,
like it's like playing basketball and stuff, and it's the hardest thing to do because they're
it's
so
tough.
bad. So
Yeah,
it's like I
you
don't know what they're doing half the
yeah,
time. Like, do I let them run with the ball 3 feet and then call it after the fourth? Like,
yeah,
what do I do?
yeah.
And I kind of compare the WNBA to that. Like,
So that asks my next question. Did you watch any of the WNBA finals? The Aces beat the Mercury 4-0. Asia Wilson, MVP. and like the Mercury, apparently like all their players got like injured. And then I saw like Pat Beverly tweet something out that was like the Aces can beat a couple NBA teams, and I was like, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Like,
That was
I
that was crazy.
yeah,
Like that's just not true.
yeah.
But that, I mean, like, I guess it was a good season for the NBA. I have no idea. I have given it a shot at times, and it's just like 45 seconds goes in. I'm like, I don't know what
I
this
mean,
is.
like sometimes it's a tough watch. I liked when Caitlin Clark was playing. I was a fan of her. I feel like she makes it exciting. She can shoot from three, like far out, and that's like exciting basketball. To me, it's like the same thing as like a slam dunk in basketball in the NBA. And I feel like Shaq has always made a good point of like, why not lower the rims a little bit so like the ladies can like dunk, and that's like the most exciting point of basketball is like the dunking component. Like they make the basketball smaller, so why not make the rim a little bit lower? Like WNBA players are not as tall as NBA players. So like they should, in my opinion, like lower the hoop a little bit. It'll obviously be like a big change for a lot of the players, like shooting wise, but like they get used to it. They got used to a smaller ball. But yeah, the WNBA season was I tuned in a little bit more, and I watched like a second of the WNBA finals, but it's tough. And like when they're highlighting a lot of the off the court stuff, like Nafisa Collier is like beefing with the commissioner, like I feel like people are more excited and interested in that stuff than they are on the on court stuff. And that like goes to show that like like they're highlighting more of the drama than they are than just the play.
I hear way more of the off the court stuff than
Exactly.
any
Yeah.
highlights that come across my desk.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just don't, I don't, those don't pop up on my Twitter, but the drama does. I do think like if they lower the hoops, I think it like, put it this way. It's like when we were kids, like if you lower the hoop to 8 or 9 feet, like
It was so much more exciting.
looked way better. We looked way more
100%.
athletic.
Yeah.
We could do way more things with the ball. Like
Totally.
that's how I like think of it. And also like it's it's not like I don't think it's like a slap in the face to them because like every sport literally has
Tries to improve.
modifications.
100%.
Like even LPGA, it's like you go to any golf course and there's women's tees and men's tees. Like it just is what it is. Like,
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, yeah. It's something that like I don't think they talk about too much or like look into doing. Next I wanted to ask you because you're a big Lakers guy, you're a huge LeBron stan at JK. I don't think you like LeBron. Did you think he was retiring when he did his little Hennessy, little tease of like the announcement too?
I knew it was gonna be something stupid.
Yeah. Well, because like
I knew.
Amazon Prime Day was the next day. So you knew
Yeah.
right out the gate, you're like, this isn't gonna be a retirement.
Yeah, I figured that. I just think it's weird like he let Hennessy take the second decision. Like
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
he
that
could've
was
done
like a
something
big
way cooler.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and it could have not been retirement, it could have been something else, but it's just you just have a bottle now?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, like
I don't
I don't even think is his name even on the bottle. Like, because I know he's got like his own brand, like Lobos or something like that. So they must have gave him like a bag to like get that type of post on his Instagram channel, and then the next day to announce it. Like, so
it's
yeah,
got his name and his face on it. It's a $60 bottle, and that's
yeah.
like that's the decision. It's like I thought that was lame.
And then apparently
But
there was a fan that is suing, I guess, the Lakers and him because he bought tickets to the last game after seeing the announcement post. Whose side are you on with that?
I like that move by the
Same.
fan. Yeah,
Same.
I like that because it's just like that just the way it was worded and why you like it. Like it could have been something way cooler.
Yeah.
And if that fan still did that, then I would have been like, that's on the fan, whatever. But like for something so dumb and trivial, like I think the bottle's like $60.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
what is the point of this?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think LeBron's at a point where he's just realized, like, I don't even care anymore. And I think he cares, obviously, because I think he cares
Yeah.
about his image and his ego. And wants some of that attention too. But he realizes, I think people will either forget about it in a month or two once, NBA play starts happening. And he just likes to be the center of attention with, I think, those conversations. And that's what he got. Like, so I don't knock it, but like to your point, I think it could have been something cooler, could have been a different, like, he doesn't even do that for his own sneakers, like if it was a new like sneaker launch, that would have been dope and gotten more attention than like to give that much shine to Hennessy, which like I doubt he's even like an owner of in on the ownership of like Hennessy or whatever, like, so to just get whatever money they gave him was like pretty good deal, it seems like, on their half. So shout out to them because they had everybody locked in on that.
I think Nike should be pissed a little bit. I think Nike deserved that.
Yeah, totally. That's what I'm saying. Like, even brands
I
that
think,
like like
yeah.
has
Like
more
that was
loyalty
it's his
to.
23rd year, number 23. Like maybe
There's
they
a lot
do a
more.
whole like collection of all of his past sneakers or something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, that
yeah.
would be, and if that's that fan sued after that, it's like, nah, that's on you, man. But like
Yep.
Hennessy, I think LeBron does own like $900. I think LeBron should just pay him. Honestly, it would be probably like the coolest thing that he's done.
That would be pretty sweet. I find it funny that like always when there's those lawsuits, they'll tie in just whoever has the deepest pockets. So it's like, I think the guy's suing the Lakers also. And it reminds me of like, I didn't even ask you about the Mark Sanchez thing, but the guy that like he got into the fight with is like suing Mark Sanchez. And then I think also like Fox is probably like, yo, why are we in on this lawsuit? Like, dude,
It's kind of crazy though, because like I like read into it a little bit more when I saw that, because I was like, oh, there's more to this. But like, yeah, and there was like some legal expert with, I think it was ESPN, that was saying like, yeah, no, like there's a reason why Fox hasn't done anything with Sanchez, because they need him on his side, on their side at this point. Because like if he like came from a team dinner or whatever it may be, like, and if they're just like letting those guys do whatever and sending them off, you know what I mean, like without really taking care of them, that's where like the legalities of that come through.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I don't know.
He was probably like on a Fox, like he's like they're paying probably for his hotel and all that stuff, So
Oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely everything. But it's like if that's where he came from, or if he was with colleagues and stuff, then and they didn't look out for him. Like, unfortunately, I think it's like more on, there is more blame.
That's a good point.
Other than Sanchez. But did you see the video footage?
I saw the first one they released of him walking, like holding his bloody like torso or whatever. And then there was like more of like him walking. Like, did you see the extended one of like them piecing the times together?
Yeah, it looked like he was playing Manhunt.
There was something was going on, like,
right? Like you're just like looking for someone around corners and stuff, like,
yeah.
When you were a kid, like it was weird. But then, he got released and then jailed, I guess today.
Yeah.
I saw like footage of him coming, like leaving the hospital.
Oh, do they have footage of him leaving the hospital?
Yeah, and like reporters stopped him and asked questions, and he answered, and he just looked like traumatized.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, like he was just like, I'm just grateful, like I'm alive.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just a weird situation because the other dude got really beat up too, and then like he got stabbed. So it's like it almost makes me want like Dana White to come through or something and be like, yo, both of you need to get into the octagon and like, like fight it out, because it seems like it's a pretty good fight. They both got really messed up, but this time, like, no weapons, no pepper spray, no knives. And I feel like
guy's 70.
Yeah, but like I mean, yeah, I guess he didn't do too much damage to Sanchez besides stabbing him, which doesn't seem pretty fair in a fight.
Yeah, I think that guy needs a knife in a fight.
Yeah, that's true.
70. But that's like, it is the weirdest story.
Very weird.
Like in a long time. I think he must have been drugged. Like I don't know if on accident. I don't know if either on accident or he was just like had some pain pills that he mixed with one or two drinks. I've heard of people like,
yeah, I mean, his quarterback
blacking out completely doing that. Yeah. And like not knowing anything that happened and like literally just having like 2 beers with it too.
That's true. So, yeah.
There's got to be more. I'm sure they like did a test like to see what's in his system, because it has to be that. Like
Yeah.
that can't just be alcohol at like 40 years old. That
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
like that just like, you know, you would have had those issues a long time ago.
Yeah, but like the thing that confuses me is just the like walking past the bar, then walking back to the alley, then like there's like he's like interacts with some random person walking by, you know, like they need
Yeah.
to find that person and
Yeah.
like understand what that conversation was. Like, did he see him doing something weird? And he was like, "Hey man, are you all right?" And like, I just,
Yeah.
yeah, to your point, like, yeah, I mean, like he was an NFL quarterback. Maybe he's on painkillers and he mixed it with a drink and was like on, you know, bugging out and blacked out. But like the going back to the alleyway, like makes me think like maybe he was meeting up with that driver like, you know, for some reason. So like I don't know. I just feel like there's so much more to that story. And then his wife comes out, or ex-wife or something came out today and was like, doesn't surprise me. So like, you know,
Really?
yeah, like she said like something like that. Like it doesn't surprise me that this would happen or something. Like, but like you never heard of any anger issues or anything with him. So like it's, I don't know, the whole thing is weird. And like it'd be interesting once more stuff starts coming out, because it's an interesting one to follow.
Yeah, it's bizarre. The footage really doesn't like help
No,
either. Like in terms of like determine like what happened.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like I think he just like either did
literally
it to
wasn't there,
himself,
out of body.
drugging
Yeah,
himself, yeah, or like someone did it to him. And you know, it's crazy though. Like he's facing like a real like
yeah. It's what they say, like 1 to 6
sentence.
years or something, right?
Yeah. Well, that
More than
guy is
Diddy.
messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah,
Well, I mean, the guy's messed up, but he's also like, I didn't see the picture, but isn't he like laying in his hospital bed with like a neck brace on and like he's probably milking it a little, you know, it's like, you
the
know,
picture is pretty bad though.
oh really? Is it, he's got like a
He's
scar
got
on
a
his
hole in
face?
his face.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. So I feel like, yeah, to your point, maybe like Sanchez was like on something and just like
I think so.
demonically was just like smashing this guy and didn't even realize what the hell he was doing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's scary. Yeah, that's scary. And you feel bad because I mean, like we're both Jets fans. I like Sanchez at quarterback. He seems like
Yeah.
every time he's on CBS that like seems like a likable guy, you know, and like it seems like a weird like one-off situation, but who knows?
Yeah. Mangold said it too. It was like, this is not who I know him to be as. Like, this is
Yeah.
surprising.
Yep.
So,
Yep. All right. Last thing I got for you. Well, I got two, but the Penn State coach got fired, but he's getting $55 million to not coach, which to me was just insanity. Like the guy, I never really liked him, but like when I saw that, I was like, holy moly.
now I really don't like him.
Now I really don't like him. Like, but, like
20,000 a day, they said.
$20,000 a day. And again,
Yeah.
it goes back to like what I said earlier is like he's gonna end up coaching somewhere else, and he's still getting $55 million to not coach Penn State, which is just like so crazy to me that these people make that much money to literally do something that me and you could have done and just lost 3 games in a row.
Yeah. No. And like, I don't understand why buyouts are a thing.
Yeah.
Like with like coaches and stuff. Like, I understand some kind of guaranteed money,
Yeah. Yeah.
but all these coaches are like getting like full guarantees of everything,
That's a good
you
point.
know, signing 5-10 year deals, and then just like gets fired after, you know, a year or two. And it's like, he gets his full check. It's like,
Yeah,
I
that's a
don't
good point.
understand that. Like, why is
Yeah.
that a thing?
You're right. And in the NFL, like player gets cut, player gets pretty much traded. It's not, it's they don't get that money. You know, traded, obviously the other team has to kind of pay the remaining. So wherever this guy coaches next, it should kind of be on them, you know, and that should come with
Yeah.
like the hiring of like, do you want to hire this guy? You're going to have to pay him $55 million on top of whatever you're going to give him next. Like put the burden on the next team. It's not like I get fired from my job and it's like my next job now has to pay my salary from my old job. It's like, no, like we're done paying you.
Well, it's also like I understand a little bit, like, all right, we'll pay you out for the remainder of the year and maybe even next year or whatever, right? Because like you can't just like off coaches like that and just say good luck with everything, because there aren't jobs just available right away.
Yeah.
But like even Belichick, like it
Bro,
seems
what's
like he
happening
doesn't
there?
even want anything to do with UNC, and he probably will get a buyout
Yeah,
and just cash that money and just like go do something else.
yeah,
Like,
that's another.
why does he do that? Like,
I mean, like, I feel like it's, you know, a good decision in the beginning. He probably ran through everything of like the storylines of like I think his dad or something like played at UNC or coached at UNC or something. Then like he set it up where his general manager or former like director of operations came with him to UNC. His son was like next in line to coach there. So like everything lines up to like be good. It's like when you're dating like a hot girl or something and then she cheats on you, like you're like, oh, I never saw that come. Like it's obviously great in the beginning, but then like once he starts losing and realizing that college football isn't the same thing as the NFL and he's got to recruit, he's like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. And now people are starting to say like, is he even the greatest coach of all time? Which I think is a not a fair argument to really bring up.
no. It's college is a different game too, because it's like you have to, especially now, like you have to pay these guys. Like UNC still doesn't have a roster, no
That
matter
he
who
put
their
together.
coach is,
Yeah.
that he can compete with like
Yeah.
anybody, like
True.
anybody within the top 15, 20,
Yep.
like anybody in the SEC, like would beat them.
Yep.
I just don't understand like why these coaches get guaranteed
Yeah. That's
buyout clauses. It's crazy. It's like their agents are probably good for them, but
yeah.
like for the Penn, like back to the Penn State thing, it's like that's a wanted job. You don't really
Yeah.
need to say, "Hey, we're going to entice you here with a buyout, just in
He
case we
probably was like,
fire you."
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you're making it. He's making millions as it is. Like I don't understand that.
And I saw a tweet that was this is one of the darkest times in Penn State history or something like that. And someone was like, hey, do you remember back when when Joe Paterno and Jerry Sandusky were there or whatever? Like,
Yeah,
um,
yeah. This is
but
another day for
yeah,
most
there's
sports
another
fans.
day. Like, and the guy's gonna be all right. He's not the same thing happens with NBA coaches. I feel like Monty Williams or somebody got like fired and then paid like a bag for like or Doc Rivers or somebody like they just to
Yeah,
your point it seems like coaches have a lot more power to get their guaranteed money than players do, and that's always kind of how it's been. um but yeah, I don't know, do you think Bill Belichick lasts in North Carolina? Do you think he makes it through the season?
I don't think he does. No.
No, right? They're like really saying that like he's like they're talking about him leaving or them mutually agreeing to part.
Yeah, well, they also like came out with a statement like saying everything's all good. I think if you have to come out with a statement like
Yeah,
that,
something's going
it's
on.
probably not good.
Yeah,
If everything was all good and these reports came out about turmoil, I would just laugh at them. Like
yeah,
if I was the AD for UNC, it would just be like whatever.
yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on.
But
We're
like,
good.
there must be
Let them
rumblings
think
somewhere.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
let them think that. But like if you have to put that out, it's just damage control at this point. And it's
100%.
like I did see a report that like on the bye week, like he didn't even answer like his assistant coaches when they were
Oh,
texting.
really?
That's like,
He's with his girlfriend chilling, man.
yeah, yeah. It's like he is literally like on his own time in his retirement mode.
I also saw something though that somebody tweeted like North Carolina will not engage in anything with the Patriots or reshare anything Patriot related, and then literally it was like 20 minutes later they reshared like Drake May beating the Bills, and it was like, where have we seen this before or something like that? So like whoever reported that and had that information about North Carolina was like dead wrong.
Yeah,
But I think there's a lot more rumblings on the Belichick stories than like just some one-off reporter writing like a story about UNC not being able to reshare anything Patriot related.
yeah. He's never been that like personal guy as is. So
Yeah,
like when he's probably around like amateur athletes
yeah.
and they're not doing well, he probably has no time for it at all. Like
No, yeah. And he's probably like awkward too. Like how I can't see him relating to like a 18, 19-year-old on some level where like, yes, X's and O's, NFL football, but do you know what it's like when a kid like leaves a class and he's fighting with his girlfriend and like they're talking about like like Cardi B's new album, and you need to be like, yo, like I think I think she's right. The album's fire. You know, like he doesn't know how to relate to someone on a level that's not football related. So like I just don't think like there's a connection between him and like his players, you know?
Yeah, well, it's also like, even in simpler terms, it's like 95% of these kids won't be in the NFL. So they
That too.
have other priorities than just like playing football, and
Totally.
probably doesn't get that, and
Yeah.
probably just like, or doesn't care to get it. Like probably
Yep.
is like, no, you need to, you need to be in on this 100% like I am. And that's just not going to happen.
Yep. All right. Last one I got for you is Deion Sanders in Colorado. So Deion was surprised that you get fined $50,000 for rushing the field. My confusion came from rushing the field beating Iowa State, which is like they were like ranked 21 or 22. And so I'm like, at what point does rushing the field, like, do you need to pump the brakes a little bit? Now, to a point you made earlier, if you're at the field and you're at that game and Colorado upsets some team that is ranked, I want to be on the field. So I'm going to do it. But like as a fan, I'm like, yeah, you need to chill. It's too much.
Yeah, it's like I had no problem with that, just because like it was an upset, it was an upset and it was more specifically like a top 25 school. So it's like, yeah, no, that's fine.
But I
Do
feel
that.
like that
Like,
20 to 25 tier of teams is like, I don't think
it's a mix.
it's
Yeah.
a mix. Like 1 week, they like Iowa State can lose 7 games in a row and then not even be ranked and end the season like 3-9 or whatever how many games they play. Like there's that video. Do you ever see the lady who was on like the college football committee talking about like why she left the Florida Gators in the top ranking or something? There's like some video of a lady on the committee and like her answer was just like it made no sense. And everyone was just clowning her. And they're like, how does this lady have a vote in the committee? So like, yes, you beat a top 25 ranked team, but like it's 4 games into the season. Like, maybe chill because like I don't know. But again, Colorado's got the 50K. If the fans want to storm the field, whatever. As long as everybody's safe and no one's getting trampled and like whatever. I think it's also cool sometimes. Like I think it was like Vanderbilt last year. They stormed the field and then they took the field goal post like down Broadway. So like that. I guess I'm cool with it.
That was Alabama, right? That's
Oh,
that's a bigger deal. So like that, I get that. And like, would they beat Iowa State or something like that?
Yeah, like if they took the field goal post down and like started marching it down downtown Boulder, then I'd be like, yo, like you guys kind of got to chill. But like storming the field's fine.
Honestly, 50K for Colorado might be like a bigger deal than like
Deion's got
some of these other teams. He was complaining about NIL money and how he doesn't have as much as the other schools. So,
yeah, apparently he was like in Saudi Arabia meeting with like people trying to get some money like I don't know if that was a couple years ago or something like that.
Oh yeah, trying to get that blood money.
Trying to get the blood money, man. But yeah, I don't know. I found that one funny. There was also I forgot what else I was gonna say, but yeah, like I'm surprised that doesn't translate to other sports. Like, it's okay in college football to run onto the field, but like if the Yankees win the World Series, why can't 40,000 people just rush on? Yeah, like why can't we rush? Why can't if the Knicks win the championship, I run on the court? Like why if the Knicks win the World Series, can't I run on the field? Like you can, but we'd all end up in jail. Apparently, it's just this thing in college football where it's like, yeah, you're allowed on the field, and
as your students.
Yeah, but like, what's the how does it work for college football and not any other sport?
That's a good point, actually.
You can't run on the field if the Jets win the Super Bowl.
No, imagine that though. Like they can't arrest everyone. So if everyone bands together and sticks by their word and does it, then
I guess you'd have
there's going to be more of you than police. But true. Also, if you do that this Super Bowl, I feel like you might just get shot.
Yeah, it'd be.
I don't think I'm doing that. Like.
I mean, but again, if you come to some agreement with the whole stands before, like, hey, section 400, if the Jets win, we're all running down. What are they going to? They don't have enough handcuffs for everybody. Someone's going to get away.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And you see some of the footage of like the security guards chasing after like people, and like they'll randomly just try to choose a couple people in like a whole crowd. And like some of these security guards are not in shape at all. And they're like chasing after them, falling on the ground. It's like some of the funniest videos you've ever seen.
That's why I would never do that if I was a security guard. It's not worth it.
Oh
Just let
no,
'em
yeah,
go.
I'd be like someone else got it. Like the
Yeah.
videos. I mean, now people are obviously on TikTok and like YouTube trying to go viral, like running on the field, and they'll like take the fine. But some people, they like dodge the like security guards pretty good, because
Yeah.
again, it's like some dude that's not in shape. But to your point, if I'm a security guard and I'm sitting in front, I'm like, yeah, nah, someone else got that. Like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm chilling. I'm not. Well, I'm like 300 pounds. You think I'm gonna run after this guy and like
Right.
get him?
Well, look, like even if it was us doing it, it's like, are you gonna go out there like willingly, maybe with the thought of like getting embarrassed, like slipping and falling?
Oh, I mean, I didn't think about slipping and falling, but I would definitely throw a couple jukes out there. Like I'm not getting caught right off the bat. Like I'm plotting out my, maneuvers where I'm like I'm running in the outfield for a little bit, where I'm further enough away from like a security guard that the one that has to get me, I just got to pull one move on him and then I could cut back. Like,
No, if you're security though, if you're doing the chasing,
oh, if I'm
like
doing the
doesn't
chasing,
that
oh,
cross
oh
your
no,
mind?
yeah,
Like
no,
I'm not trying to get
no,
embarrassed.
no. Then
Like
you're on Sports Center,
even
like, look at this guy, he can't catch him. Like,
yeah, like even me in my present day, I'd just be like,
yeah,
I
no,
don't
you
want to
got it.
end up on Twitter or something, just
No,
like slipping and falling, trying
no.
to catch somebody.
But if you're a player, if you're a baseball player and a fan runs out there and he's close enough to you, are you shoulder shrugging him down to the ground, or are you letting him have his 15 minutes of fame?
I think I lean towards giving him a rock, like not,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, laying him out a
like
little bit.
yeah, just because like I want to be
Yeah,
in
yeah,
it. Not
yeah,
even that like I'm upset with him or anything. Like
yeah,
I think I would just like want to be in the action a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah. I think I'm with you. If he's close enough in range, we're like, because usually they're usually like wilding out and like playing to the crowd, not paying attention, where you could hit him with like a blindside boom, and then like you're the man now. Like you just took away all
Yeah,
of his like, like we were on the fan side for a second because he's having fun, but now we're back on the player side because he just laid you out. So like
yeah,
you could take that shine from him, and if you do get a nice little connect, but then the guy could sue you, and then it's like now you're in a whole rabbit hole there too.
true.
Could
I
get
mean
weird.
to do that for that extra applause though, like for doing something not even related to the game.
Yeah, could be worth it.
Like if you're in the outfield, you're just a left fielder. You're 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Like
And you want to just be the
this
man,
could be
like,
my moment.
yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
even
That's
up
true.
at the plate. This could be my moment for the game.
That's very true. All right, that's sports buffet's back. What? Anything else that I missed? Anything that you wanted to chat on? Did you have anything?
No, I think we covered everything. I mean,
Yeah, we
I
gotta.
think it's a good time to get it going again. Like
Yeah,
with
that was a good week back.
playoff baseball and football in full swing, and just some other exciting stories.
Yeah, thankfully. I mean, like not thankfully, but I'm not really a hockey guy, so not much hockey coming from us, right?
No, no playoffs maybe.
Playoffs, yeah, we could probably touch on it a little bit. Yeah, no, that's sports buffet. Quiet Giant, Matt, I appreciate you, bro. We'll see you guys next week with some topics. Deuces. All right.